Welcome to the MoraviaProject.org video tutorial. So, just to back up, we've got the initial page here. You got pages. There's home, blog. The blog is going to be important for Andrew, Matt, because I loaded all of our blogs in here already. They're all sitting here. You can hear me, right? Oops. Okay. Spotify was messing with your voice. Can you hear me now? Excuse me while we do technical difficulties. Alright. Can you hear me now? Matt? Navigator? I'm gonna call Matt back.
There?
Hey buddy, sorry, my Bluetooth device messed with our audio.
You want to just start it fresh, log out and start fresh?
Yeah, let's do it. I almost forget how to log out.
Maybe?
There it is. Alright. So, you go to squarespace.com and there's a login button on the right side in the top here.
Okay.
And when you click that, it takes you to -login. For security purposes, Matt Viator has already been informed of the password. We can give that to Andrew Young. It's cabanoit@ggwo.org for the admin account. Once you log in, Moravia Project will be sitting here. If for some reason when you first log in it's not here, just scroll down. It'll be one of these websites. Just look for MoraviaProject.org. Once you click that, you can still see the screen, right, Matt?
Yep.
Cool. Alright.
So we were at pages last.
So pages is basically where a lot of the work will get done. Here's the home page, and if you need to edit anything on this home page, if you hover over something, a page content settings always appears. So at the top here, if you need to edit this text, you'll hover over it and then click settings, and then you'll have the text box to edit right here. The image is also right here as well. If you have to change an image, the best thing to do is to remove it first and then add the new one. That way there's not two on the page.
Okay.
And then it's really picky. You always have to hit save instead of cancel, because if you hit cancel, it'll ask you to save anyway.
Okay.
And then for just an image, the settings are a little different. Oops, this was the wrong one. For the rest of the page, down here, these images are
It's frozen on my end, Kyle. Is it frozen on yours?
oh no. Let me double check.
I mean, I can see you moving now, but the screen has been frozen in the same spot.
No, on my end it's good.
Good. So go back to the screen.
How's that?
Here, click on the Moravia Project. Okay, and what am I supposed to be seeing?
Right now I'm looking at Dave's picture with the "We Speak About Truth and Logic" words.
Okay, I'm at what I see is here we go. Yeah, I caught up to you.
Okay. I'll just take it a little slower.
I think it's not able to keep up. Maybe it's the recording or.
Maybe. So this text down here, anything you want to edit, you just hit the edit button. And then what that does, now this image is a freestanding image. See how it says image up here? You hit that edit button and it'll let you edit the image or change it out or delete it. All the options are in this edit button here. You got to remove it if you want to change it, and then there are a few options over here on the side. Then you just always hit apply when you're done. This text down here is editable. You can go right into highlighting text. You can change it from a header, you can bold it, you can make it left, right, justified. All your options for text happen immediately once you've hit the page content edit.
Okay.
So that's very self-explanatory.
That tab.
Yep, at the top you had to hit edit. So I'll show you one more time. It's a little too simple. Once you hover over the text or the image you want to edit, this gray guy here says page content edit. You just click edit, and when that opens up, now everything's editable on its own.
Okay.
So now the image is separate, the text is separate, and everything on the page below it is going to be separate. So we're going to come up to a form. You can change this form by just clicking the edit button here. These pictures have links behind them, so you could edit the link by just clicking edit.
Okay.
And right below it, it says click through URL, and that goes to our other page for speaking. And if you make any changes, you just hit apply when you're done, and it'll save everything.
Okay.
That's the gallery. Those are some of the testimonies. Now, anywhere on the page, these little bubbles, these gray bubbles that pop up?
Yeah.
That's an indicator that you could add more of anything. It could be text, a picture, an image. That's an insert, like a line break, and it tells you that that's where you could add more content. So if you click on any of those, this box called content blocks pulls up, and this is where, like, if you wanted to add a quote with the quotations and put like an epic sentence in, just by clicking this quote module, and then you could test it out with some words and put an author to it. It just dropped it right in where that bubble was.
Okay.
But as soon as we did that, we can just as easily put it back in the trash can and be completely gone with it, and it puts the website right back where it was.
Okay.
So anywhere there's a bubble, you can do anything. You can embed a video, which is something I'm going to do actually after we get off this. I'm going to put some of our videos.
Didn't you say that it's not good to put videos because it clogs up the page, or was that audio?
It's not good to put either on the home page for when people are first coming to it, but on our speaking page, I'm going to put one, and on our events page, I'm going to put one.
So you want it on the home page?
You just don't want it on the home page because it takes a lot for that to load. And that page load can sometimes deter people if it takes forever. But you can put, at the top here, you've got the text. You can put the video. You can put some different forms of audio. You can put images. This gallery is for different versions of pictures. That's what I have at the bottom with our faces, is a slideshow. And then when you click slideshow, it lets you put a bunch of images straight from your computer in there. So you can custom make a slideshow or a grid. The wall, carousel, list, and grid is pictures plus text. So we can do that as well. And there's just a bunch of options. Some of them apply to us, some of them don't. The social media blocks at the bottom, I've got a few of those. But anything you want to edit, you just hover over it and edit it. when you're all said and done, once you've got everything in place, even the stuff at the bottom is in a different place, but any of these images, you can just edit anything you want. And if you need to add stuff, you can just hit upload media and add extra images. So if we make more of these testimony circles, we can add them without having to delete the ones we already have. And then once you're done, you just hit the save at the bottom left, and it's all back in order. And you can review it as you go. Now the blog's a little different. The blog, you can edit the stuff at the top through the settings.
Right. It would seem that most of the direct links or the home pages, you have to use a different means than going and scrolling down. You can just hover over it.
Yeah, you gotta hover over it. And then the blog page is specific. It's a little bit different than the other page where there's just content. This one here doesn't separate out the text. The blogs that we've written as a group are all sitting here as drafts. So the worldview blogs, they're all just sitting here ready to go. They need to be edited and have images added to them, but you can hover over one of them and just hit the edit button.
Right.
And that pulls up the title. You can edit the title right in here. And then this is similar to that home page where this is a separate image bucket, and you can click the image bucket. You can remove this image or edit it. There's a bunch of cool features, Matt. So if you find an image that you like, but you need to touch it up, you can load it and do a little cropping or a little resizing. And these effects are actually pretty good. They're actually really good effects in here. So you can skip Photoshop if it just needs a quick tweak. And
now the images you're getting, is there signing up for this site? Do they have non-copywritten images we have access to, or are you just finding them somewhere else?
I'll give you access to this other site that Jesse Beatty and I use called Creation Swap. It's a Christian and church-based graphics site. And that's where all of the images on the page that I've used so far have come from, that are not from our events.
They're all non-copywritten?
Yeah, they're all to be used. I have a subscription to this site with Jesse Beatty. We pay for a subscription. I'll give you this login later.
Do you want to choose because you're really better at all that. Do you want to be the guy who makes the call with pictures and stuff, and we just kind of do the text part of it?
Probably, but at the same time, if you have a vision for something, you can log into Creation Swap, and under this photo tab, if you want to search for something, you can hit cross and then just hit search. There's a bunch of cross images, and if you find one that you like, these are all paid for under my account. If one of these really catches your eye, you can hit view, and if you really like this and want this to be a part of your blog post or a part of the site, just hit download. It'll be free to download it because Jesse and I already pay for these.
How much is the subscription?
Oh, dude, it's $20 a year. It's nothing.
Well, I should sign up for that because I'm always looking for free graphics, and I always feel like by the time you get a free one, it's either super cheesy or it has.
Well, because you and I are in the same organization, it wouldn't be illegal for you to just log in and use these. Cool. So you can just have access to that. But yeah, that's where I pulled a bunch of these. It takes a little bit of time because, as you know, with Christian stock images, you got to weed through a few of them.
Sure.
But there's a few gold ones in there.
It goes.
And then this text editing for the blog, it's just very simple. You highlight whatever text you want, and you just change how big it is by clicking into the sizer here. And then you can add stuff. So if you want that quote to be halfway down the blog, you go look for one of the gray bubbles, you click your quote, fill it out, and drop it in there. So this is where Andrew will probably be spending most of his time editing the text. I loaded all the blogs that Sam did and all the blogs our crew did so far as drafts, so they're not public yet. But as soon as Andrew comes in here, he can just edit it and hit save right at the bottom, and when he's ready, hit publish.
Okay.
One thing for you and him to both know, there's this option tab at the top. Whatever the first image of the blog is, even if we put how I have here this TV as the first image of this one quick blog. We should probably put it here as well as the thumbnail, because if we ever link the blog article on a social media site or in a
you're gonna want the image.
exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. And right now I only have Kyle Benoit and Grammar Helga, the other editor who's been helping me out as the authors. But we can load the other author names like Sam Pinkova, David LaFlame, Matthew Viator, Andrew Young, Sam Pinkova, and so we'll have to just make sure we change the author. And then you can write an excerpt here as well. So like again, when you're sharing the URL, if you want a specific set of words to be here,
Okay.
normally it's as simple as just copying that first paragraph or that sticky statement from the blog itself. So that's what's shown whenever you post the link. So this would be the custom URL that you post on another site. And then this set of text and this thumbnail will be the first thing people see. And we can make it whatever. It can be like if you want it to be something like just a quote or just a Bible verse or just a sticky statement, whatever we want in there. Location tab is not super important because the default is New York. It just has like an address in the middle of New York as the default for all of them. But if we want to put like Moravia Project and no address, that's kind of cool, just so people when they click on it. And then I have our Twitter account. You can always connect our Twitter account to the blog post if we wanted to. It's a matter of preference. You don't have to. But that's how you edit the blogs. So once you're ready for it, like that one's published, but this one's a draft down here. So this one needs to be edited still. But once it's ready to be done, we can schedule them to be published.
Like that thing you showed me.
Like Buffer.
Where you like you sign the date in the calendar and it releases it.
Exactly. Into the future. Yep. So speaking is a basic page like the home page. It's obviously super basic. It's basically just contact us. But if you wanted to, like if anyone wants to, if we want more content on this page, you just hit edit and you click these little bubbles. And if we wanted to add a whole, the video of one of our speaking engagements, we would click this bubble and drop the video right in there. I'm not going to do that at this time because I don't want to waste your time, but if we need to change this form or once we get a phone number, we can put it in here. This is a valid email address, by the way, sayhi@MoraviaProject.org.
Okay.
I gave you access to that in Slack.
Okay.
It's either I think it's in Vital or Board, but I'll show you that later. So you have access to go look at those emails if anyone's emailing. And this form on the right here, if they put their name, email address, subject, and message, date, and college in, if they hit submit, it's going to this email address.
Okay.
So that's all set up. And then this events tab is kind of cool.
Do you think there should be a separate tab for event footage, or do you want to just put the footage on the speaking engagements?
I think at some point we would probably have an extra page like portfolio type where it's a small video or a small segment to highlight the different major events we've done. For now, they can probably just be on the on the speaking and events page, but eventually once we get the bunch of them lined up, we can have their own little portfolio page.
Okay.
I'll show you in a second. Creating a new page is very simple, but this events page here is kind of cool. Do you know the title of that event we're doing in March?
No, I mean it's a follow-up. They do a thing called like text and toast, and they bring a sandwich to people who text in questions at their dorm, and they talk to them about it.
Cool.
And then what they're going to do after that is they're going to say anyone who's interested, we're going to have this group called Moravia Project, and they're gonna be hosting a Q&A event. Like, so if you have questions, like this is the follow-up to the text and toast or whatever. But we'll have more info as we like connect with them more.
So this is how easy it is to set up an event. You put the title up here. You pick the date and time right in the calendar here. So I think you said March 28th, right?
I'd have to look.
March 24th.
Where did I put it under events? Let's see.
Yeah, that's what I just pulled up.
March 24th, 7:45 to 9 p.m.
That hurts my OCD brain that it's 7:45.
I'm sure. Well, it's like, I don't think it's like a normal event where like we're filling an auditorium. I think it's actually like follow up with their contacts that have deeper questions kind of thing.
Cool. That's cool. So this is another custom URL for this event. You can drop images in here. I don't know if I have any saved in the gallery because I didn't build this site. There's Getty images. By the way, I forgot to tell you, there's some pretty basic ones. When you just hit add an image, find the perfect image, there's a bunch of stock ones in here that you can use. They're a little bit cheesy, so I'm not partial to them. You know?
Maybe use that other site you had.
Yeah, I would gravitate towards my other site, but these ones are sized perfectly for the Squarespace, so if we find one that's really cool, you can always drop it in there. But I'm just gonna put this one in there momentarily so that you can see what this looks like. I'll remove it in a second. But this is our events page, and every time we have a new event, this is where you'll spend time. Every time you confirm an event, you'll go into the events page here and click this plus sign right here, and that's how I just built this. You put the title, you write the description, you've got the date right here, and then the thumbnail, the custom URL. You can do like MP at Goucher, I can't spell Goucher, whatever the custom URL is, and that's what I just did with this one.
Okay.
So then they sit here. You can always edit them. Even if you've published it and like, oops, the date changes, you can just click back into this edit button and boom, you can change anything that you just did. And so they're going to start to list themselves chronologically on this side of the page here. And so if you did another one, this is like this is an in-house one, but like if we did a Baltimore content party, and if it was going to be, broadcasted that we were actually doing this, come to Flame's house for s'mores and more apologetics, and there was an image and all that, and if we posted it, they're just going to line themselves up. So this is later event is the Goucher one, then that one pops up. Earlier event, the content party. So as you build the event calendar, you just come in here and you're probably going to just manhandle this page, whatever we need to do.
Okay.
And so like if you need to even if you need to broadcast, like I just showed you, like if it's at Goucher College, put it up here, and that's what you'll send to the Bible college students. That's what you would post the MoraviaProject.org/events/MP@Goucher. That's the URL you would use in the student lounge. Hey guys, this is an open event. You're more than welcome to come. These are the deets. Or like,
right.
hey guys, people, everyone, wants to learn more about apologetics. Here's the address to Pastor Dave LaFlame's house. Here's the time and date. And they would just sit in a list.
I don't think Goucher one will be one where inviting a lot of people to, because I have to figure out what she's doing, but I'm not even sure it's going to be like auditorium style. I think it might be like legit contacts, like sitting with them and talking to them. I'm not sure totally like what the format is.
But even if we didn't broadcast it to the Bible college students, if you wanted to send them a link back in the email and be like, hey, you could text this link around. This website is completely mobile friendly. So if they pull it up on their smartphone, they're going to be able to add it to their Google Calendar right from our page.
Okay.
So if they internally just needed a place to land all the details, to text it and email it out, you could impress them with a slick image, very detailed. I know you're super OCD and detailed. You'd have a ball putting that together and being like, yep, I already got it set up over here.
Sure.
So the last tab is the one called Work With Us. It's called Let's Connect, Work With Us. And it's basically a little bit like, I tried to keep it from like donate to us. And it was more like, hey, do you want to get together? Do you need someone to talk to? So this is like a follow-up page that if people who have come to one of our events and actually spent time looking at our blog and going through our website, they could connect with us by giving us their name or their email, their phone number. That also goes to that other email address I'll show you later. And I just wrote this, obviously, free form. Please feel free to edit whatever we need to. There's the page content edit, and then all of this is now editable. You can remove it, edit it, chunk it down, make sure it's not written in Kyleese. And this is your PayPal button. If you want people to donate, this is custom code from our PayPal account. I wouldn't touch the code unless you are already logged into the PayPal account, because I know you already know the finer details of PayPal. Or they're hard to get to.
The question is, should we have a separate page for donate? I mean, that's what pretty much everyone has, right? Or is that tacky?
I felt like that was tacky. I liked how concrete just home, blog, speaking, events, and Work With Us is.
Okay.
And the idea of Work With Us is like, hey, you can't provide content, or you can't come to an event or help us out, but if you wanted to work with us with donating your prayers or donating your money, that's here too.
I guess my question is, can it be in a more prominent spot so that, because like maybe it's just because the way I'm looking at it, I feel like I might not even see it if I was there.
Well, I'm thinking you're going to be sending this in emails to people, so if you just send them the MoraviaProject.org/workwithus, and in your email say, just click on this link and that's how you can donate to us. Like if you end up starting to write a mass email or personal emails to people who have asked, how can I help, how can I donate, it's like a almost professional way, like, hey, we're looking for partners, we're looking for people to work with us, and one of the ways people can work with us is they can donate their money. So I just went for that, like, it's passionate words, and then at the bottom just click to donate, and it's straight to a PayPal page. And it's
perfect. I was picking your brain because a lot of sites I go to have a bunch of links specifically for that. I didn't know if that was tacky or.
I think it's a little tacky, especially as a nonprofit. You don't want the first thing people see up here to be like donate. So I was trying to think with my marketing brain from a college student who comes to our site after one of our events, and for them to see donate, it's like, oh, these Christians in there, donating. But if they see Work With Us, super hipster car picture, and they see like coffee, talk about your faith, volunteer, discussion forum, we bring this vision, donate. This is part of our calling. If you want to donate. They're like, oh, cool. They're upfront, like they'll receive money, but they're not like donate now, 5 payments in $19.99.
Right.
I don't know. If you guys want it changed, you can do it. I can do it. I'm up for whatever. But that's why my brain put it a little bit smaller than normal.
I trust you. I was just asking.
Yeah.
To me, this is your wheelhouse. This is not my wheelhouse. So I trust you, and I pick your brain when I don't understand something, but at the end of the day, I trust what you're saying and doing.
I mean, I could be flawed. If you guys are like, no, the old people need a bigger button in their own page that want to donate to us, then fine. We'll build them an extra page, if that's what's necessary. But I figure Pastor Wilczek oops, I can't believe I just said his name on this recording, or anybody who wants to donate, that Work With Us is kind of like, it's savvy. It's not out to get your money.
Got it.
But that's the basics. We can build more, we can get our So here's this main navigation over here on the left. This X right here, if you ever have to build an extra page, this is how you would do it.
Got it.
And that page creates another one like home or speaking or work with us, where it's a fresh canvas. You can do whatever you want with it. You can title it, portfolio, and then when you click on it, it's a fresh canvas. You can click add banner image. I don't even know if I have like straight up images on here yet.
I think some of the stuff got uploaded to Treasure.it, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if I fully coded my Treasure.it into my Mac because there's a little bit of encryption. Oh, I've got screenshots. Well, we'll just use a screenshot of my ugly mug. But yeah, you get a fresh canvas here. You put the first image that you put in when you do add banner image, that's the one that pops up at the top.
Got it.
So that's what happens there. But then you scroll down a little bit and you get this page content one and hit edit there. That's where you're editing the white space. So then if you need another image, that's where you can drop these. You can go and get another image, drop it in there, and then right underneath it you can add text. And then if you need that to be like a header, you just come over here and make it a header, put it in the middle, drop some text in there. So this is how it goes. This is basically that's website building for Squarespace. They've made it super easy. You just go through, pick which block you want. If you want your Twitter to be at the bottom of this, like if it was a blog, you can drop your Twitter right in there. There's all the options are just sitting there. But we're going to delete this page because this is ridiculous. And boom, it's gone. Right back to normal. So if you build something over in unlinked, like actually if you build a page over here under the unlinked tab, it will be hidden until you're ready to release it. And then you just literally, like you drag it, you click and drag to where you want it to be, and then it would pop. Then the menu changes and everything, and it pops. So this is one of the templates that I was working with. I took a bunch of stuff from here. But then as soon as you need to work on it or need it to be gone, you just drop it back in the unlinked, and our site is back to normal. So that's that. If we ever have problems, this unlinked page called Under Construction is the one I was using. I think, yeah, this is if we need to take this one and make it our home page, if we're ever under construction and like fixing major parts of the website, we can always use that one. We would just click this icon here, that's the gear, scroll down in these options, and there's a thing called Set as Homepage. If you click Set as Homepage and save it, anytime you type MoraviaProject.org, it would be just this one page here without a menu bar, and this button just says, give us your name and email.
Sorry.
That's my wife. She's watching her TV show over in the corner.
All good.
Oh my god.
But so that's Pages. The one you probably don't want to mess with, but the one Andrew might want to tweak. These are all the finer, finessed images. Like that's our logo up in the top right. That's our browser. Like see up in the top of the browser, there's the funky green image there.
Yeah.
And then this one is the social sharing one. It says Moravia Project. So if you're sharing MoraviaProject.org, instead of this random image or this word you don't know, this really cool one that says our logo and our slogan pops up instead. So Andrew might want to tweak some of that. And then this is the template tab. We're currently using what's called Bedford. There's a few others that are in here. If you preview or change them, it really messes with all the pages. So you have to do that only if you know what you're doing.
Got it.
The other one that Andrew's gonna like, but you should know in case you have to change it. The style editor is really important. This is all the colors, like image overlay color is black. The background color is always gray. The whites and the different pixel heights, the positioning for all the text, what the button color is. So the button font is always this one font, transform uppercase. And then social icons are extra small knockout. Just a bunch of different things. Like the body font is always going to be Jubilat. This is part of what we paid Tadia for. She picked out this one type of font for the body, and then she picked out the sizing for it. So I put all of those in here. So that's something Andrew might like. He might want to tweak the design a little bit.
Okay.
And then there's that's all for there. He'll figure the rest of that out. Commerce, we don't use at all because we're not selling anything on the site. But if we wanted to sell t-shirts and stickers, you'd be able to track the orders people are putting through the site on an extra page in this menu here. So if we ever wanted to spend time starting to sell t-shirts or an apologetic manual or something, we could do it right through here.
Got it.
You might like this little metrics guy. This tells you that how many people are checking out the site. So you get to see that we've had 47 visits, 151 page views. You can look at the monthly. So we had a little bit of traffic in June. Can only imagine why. Hashtag convention. And then October, and then now in January, we had a bunch of views when the site got launched. So it's already crashing again because it's the beginning of the new month. But the weeklies over there, you can see what people are looking at on weekly. So it's cool to just kind of see how many people. There's something called mobile usage.
Yeah.
You just get to see that a ton of people are looking at it on their desktop, not as many people on mobile. So there's always metrics. None of these are important to us for now. Popular content is. This is like what are people looking at. So this thing called month over here shows you which pages are really getting the most attention. Obviously the welcome page and the home page are getting the least amount of attention. I'm sorry, the other home page, the real home page is getting the most amount of attention. And then the blog is already, just because that's where I've spent a lot of time working, is where the attention is getting. But events, speaking, and working for us just shows you where people are actually looking. And you can look at this over time, and if this changes a lot, you could be like, why are people not going to our speaking page? And maybe we need to change it up. But that's the popular content. So all of that was under metrics. Metrics, popular content, mobile, traffic overview. Comments, we have them set to be approved. So if people comment on the blog posts, you can look in here to approve a comment or not, or flag it. Settings is there's a lot of stuff in here. This is like something, if you ever needed to stop the account from the billing, here's all the billing information. And then the invoices, stuff like that. Business information, so like if our name ever changed or address ever needed to be on the site, if we wanted to put our tax registration ID on there, which I think we should. There's the Google number. I was looking for that. And then the contact email is now say hi. If we ever had a physical address we wanted to put in there, you can edit all this right here. Then the other one that's pretty important, if Andrew ever has to fix the domain, the settings are all in here. That's the DNS records. There's something called marketing, SEO, share button, Facebook page, like connecting them. So you can play with those later. You might find that marketing pretty cool. And then this is post format. And actually, I don't want to mess with this right now. I want to keep it by the date because the date is important for search engines. And then that's about it. Everything else is like we don't use it. If you get stuck, the help tab puts you in the Squarespace help, and you can literally search for, like, how to change my Twitter button. And this is their forum, so you can read up on anything that, like, if for some reason you can't get a hold of me or Andrew, or you need to change something on the site, just typing that help button at the bottom really fixes a lot of things. But that's it.
Man, thank you for taking your time explaining it to me, and I soaked it in, and we could get this video. We'll get it to Andrew, and it'll be cool.
He needs to start editing